Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to drain the water from your sprinkler system. Here's my cover with all the valves in there. Here's my water feeding pipe. That's the pipe that feeds water to the sprinkler system. It had a cap on it, as so. So you unscrew the cap and you got to make one of these contraptions. Pretty much what I did was I put a 1/4-inch shutoff valve and I kind of tapered it into the, the 3/4-inch fitting that's in there. So you go to the hardware store and you put one of these ends, quick disconnect, to your air compressor. So pretty much that's on the on position. I'm going to put it on the off position, and you feed it with the compressor. I got a pretty small compressor, so it stays on all the time. But pretty much you have to check the pressure. They sell a little valve in your local Home Depot that you screw it onto a hose and tells you how many pounds per square inch pressure you got in your house. Mine's about 40, so as you can see, I set the valve to 40 pounds per square inch, so it kind of equals my household water pressure. And what you do is the compressor's on, it's all connected. I got my air going on into there, and to get the air out of the line, pretty much you reach into here, and you can do it from the inside too, it doesn't matter, but you give it a quarter turn, and that'll turn on the zone, so you don't have to keep running in and out of the house. And you just give it air, and what you'll notice is you got air running through there, and I'll show you the zone that's being activated. As you can hear, the compressor just kicked on because it's actually putting out more air. And here it is, pretty much the water coming out of the sprinklers. Now you actually see the water coming out, and this is all in a zone. And what you're going to notice is once you're done with the once you start getting the water out, they hiss, and you can hear that. So this sprinkler's already out. This is the first of the series, so the water's out of this. There's still water in this one. Compressor just kicked on again. So you just put it on 40 pounds per square inch. I live out in New York City, so that's pretty much what it takes. That's what my water pressure is. But like I said, they sell a dial. It's $5. You attach it to your garden hose. Talk to someone over at plumbing. You attach it to your garden hose, turn on the water pressure, and it tells you exactly how many pounds per square inch you got, so that you know what to set your compressor at. I'll show you the valve in a couple minutes. But you see I'm getting the water. The water's clearing out of these ends. So we're still got some water in there, but just want to make sure that the last sprinkler, this one needs to be repaired. I guess my landscaper hit this one. The last sprinkler in the series needs to get air coming out of it. That's almost done. So those two are okay. See, there's air and mist coming out. There's still water coming out of here. And this is the last sprinkler in the series. So once this starts getting a mist out, I know I'm done with this. I can shut the compressor and go on. These heads, once the system starts getting older and the heads stay up, the landscaper hits them with the lawnmower. You see, those are pretty much cleared out. There's just a little bit of water in there. Once in a while you'll see water come out, and followed by mist. This one's on its way out. I'll show you a couple other zones too. But this is almost finishing. Like I said before, you can go inside and turn each zone on for about 10 minutes each. But those are clear. There's no more water coming out of them. It's just air coming out. You hear the hissing? Once in a while it spurts out water. Okay, this one still has water in it, so you want your last sprinkler in the series, like I said before, to spit out air. Once you know you spit out air, you got all the water out of the line. As you can see, there's still air. While this thing is waiting to get all the water out, I'm going to show you the valve. This is the actual I guess the gauge to measure your water pressure. It's made by Orbit. It's available at Home Depot, and it measures from 0 to 200 pounds per square inch. Like I said, you just screw that into your hose, turn your hose on, and it tells you. Mine reaches about almost 50, but I keep it at 40 just to be safe. And let's see this valve. I think we're done. A little bit more. Just got a little more to go. But that's the gauge. They run about maybe $5–10. You don't have to get anything expensive, because once you know how much pressure you got in your house, you pretty much don't need it anymore. Okay, this is it. Don't need any more. As you can see, air's coming out. I hate my neighbors. Air and a little bit of water's coming out, so I think we're done with this one. Once you got all the air out, you just go back to your compressor, shut the feed, and then go over here where you just turned it on and just shut it off. It's clockwise to shut it, counterclockwise to turn it on. So let's wait till the compressor builds up air, and I'll start my next zone. Okay, so we cleared out 2 zones already. My compressor has the 130 pounds per square inch. By the way, the CFM rating on this compressor is 4.6 at 40 pounds. So if you have, I have 6 zones, so 4.6 CFM at 40 pounds per square inch is enough to do mine. The higher that CFM rating is, the better it is. So let's do my 3rd zone. Compressor's built up, my valve is shut off. I twist this to the on position. I give it a half turn, and then I just turn this on. You hear the air going through it, and let's see what happens next. My sprinklers go on. Compressor kicks on because the air pressure is going in. These are the easiest sprinklers to see when you're done. So I'll let this run so you can get a better idea of what it looks like. See, as the water leaves the system, you actually see the water turning into a vapor, and then just air comes out when you got all the water out of it. So that top head is the first one in the series. The bottom head is the last one. Top one's almost done. There ain't no water coming out of that thing. A little bit of mist, and then once the mist is totally gone, you just got air, and you know you're done. So you check your first one, and then you go to the last head in the series, and you make sure it does the same thing. These things start to whistle. They whistle when there's just air coming out. Take your time with it. Make sure you get all the water out. See, it's whistling. This zone is done. That one will start whistling too. See that zone done? You just go back up now. Shut the air pressure going into the sprinkler system, and then just shut the valve. And it's easy. Hope you enjoyed my video. I'll show you now when I'm done how to put everything back to normal again. Shut the valve, shut the air feed, and then reach down and shut the valve. Clockwise shuts it, counterclockwise turns it on. And now you just wait for your air compressor to fill up with the air, and you're on to your next zone. Okay, this is my last zone. So far you've seen the 180-degree sprinkler heads that pop out and how to drain them, the raised shower heads and how to drain them. This is the last zone on my system, and it's just going to show you it fans back and forth. It moves. It's a sprinkler head that moves, so I just want to show you what that looks like when it has no water in it. So my compressor is set to 130 pounds. I have 40 pounds of pressure in there. Let me adjust it. It's a little bit higher. I've adjusted to 40 pounds per square inch there. I have my hose going there. I turn the valve on to let air into my system, and then I just twist the valve counterclockwise to turn it on. The minute I do that, These are what my heads look like. I'll show you what they look like when they have no longer water in them. It went from water to a vapor, and then you're going to just see air come out of this. Sometimes they pop back into the ground when you just have air coming out. That's the first of my series, and this is my second, the last two in the series. By doing this yourself, you probably end up saving $100 if you call one of the sprinkler guys to come over and flush out your system, flush the water out. It's very simple to do. If you have a compressor, it's not going to cost you much to get the materials to do it. I'll show you what it's supposed to look like when there's no more water in the system. As you can see, there's no more water here. So you just have air and just a little bit of mist coming out of it. There's no water coming out of it. So I could say that one is pretty much clear of any water. And I just got to wait for these two to end. Once these two stop, I'm done, and I'll show you how to take apart everything and put everything back to normal. This is what it looks like when all the air's out on one of these rotating heads. Don't move, as if water was going through it, and you're done. That's it. Congratulations, you got all the water out of your system, and your sprinkler system is winterized. And you just saved yourself about $100. Okay, so now we're done. Shut your compressor off. Walk over to your quick disconnect. Disconnect your feed of air. Now I'm going to show you. This is just hand tightened. I didn't wrench it down. But that's pretty much where my, see, it's empty. There's no more water in the system. But this is pretty much the piece I made. It's a 1/4 inch shutoff valve, and it just got fittings that pretty much go from a 1/4 inch to 3/8 to a half, and then to 3/4. And this is the cap that goes back on it. There's a little bit of Teflon on it. You can put Teflon on it. This plastic cap doesn't leak on me. But make sure the water's shut off on the inside, because if the water's on the inside, you're going to get water back into your sprinkler system, and you don't want that. You want to keep this pipe here nice and dry. Then you give the valves a once over. You just squeeze and tighten. Don't tighten it too much. Pretty much the minute, you'll see when you loosen them up how loose they are. They don't require, once they reach a point where they're tight, I'll show you with this one. See, look, 2 fingers. You see that 2 fingers tighten it, that's it, and just a little bit, that's it. Don't over tighten them, because you'll strip them down and then it'll cost you money to fix it. So you do it by hand. Don't use any tools. If you can't get it off by your hand, then it's too tight and you might have a problem. But they just loosen up by hands. Once you're done, you put your cover back on, and that's it. If you have any questions, send me a quick email or post a comment if you like it. And there you have it. My system's winterized. Take apart your compressor, put it in the house, and good night. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, like I said, just send me a quick email or drop me a message in the comment section.